American Mary. I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's also one that we finally watched.
Yes.
The Soska Sisters directed it. Their first movie that people took notice. They're kind of a weird alternative duo.
Yeah, it falls into the what they call body horror genre. So it did remind me. It did remind a little bit of Cronenberg.
And also, while we were watching it, I mean, I just knew it was. I don't know if they're twins or just sisters. I didn't even know that. I don't like to read up on this shit.
I think they're just sisters. But maybe that sort of duality is what makes the films good.
But as we were watching it, I just thought it feels so Canadian. Although it's called American Mary, and they are Canadian.
Yes, and it was filmed in.
And it's
Canada.
A body horror movie, and the king of body horror is David Cronenberg. And they ended up remaking his movie RABID.
Yes.
Which is.
It's quite interesting.
I mean, it's one of his early. Well, I think it's his kind of first mainstream movie.
Yes.
Or mainstream.
As in.
It's quite far out.
As far as horror is concerned.
Yeah. I won't say I'd lack confidence having to try and remake a Cronenberg movie, but you must have a lot of confidence to take on a David Cronenberg movie.
Big balls to do that. Yes.
The girls, so they don't have, so they don't care.
Yeah. But
speaking of balls, this movie is lots of body parts and
body
things.
modification, yes, and
yeah, we've been talking in circles without getting to it. The lead character, played by Katharine Isabelle, she is a medical student, surgical student.
She's quite far along in med school. She's like on the cusp of becoming a surgeon.
She's got like this asshole lecturer, which is a bit of too much of an asshole. That's the thing about the movie. I mean, it's not a bad movie. For a first, well, it's not. I think it's the second movie, but it feels like a first movie. It's got sort of it's got like cool bits, and then it falls apart a little, and then it picks up, and then it falls apart. It's like certain things, like the time frames seem very disjointed. You're not sure is this now the same day?
A week
is it
later?
A week?
Yes.
Is it how much time has passed?
Yes.
And then
maybe that contributes also to feeling like you're not in control. Maybe it's purposefully done.
I won't say trippy, but like a kind of a hallucinatory, strange vibe. The
one critique I do have, and maybe this is a controversial thing to say, but I do feel that men are placed in an extremely bad light in this film.
Well, women are usually the victims.
Yes.
So men should probably get it sometimes.
No. I agree with, but it almost felt a little bit like.
Which brings us to also controversial is the movie industry, especially in directing, is very male dominated.
Yes.
So when you have a female perspective and a double female perspective,
yes. And quite an aggressive.
Then it probably seems off kilter, whereas it's a perspective that is probably very, very needed.
No, definitely. No, but that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is probably going to be perceived as a little bit controversial.
Yeah.
But as a student, she's got this absolute doos of a lecturer, and
doos in Afrikaans.
Sorry.
Doos is an Afrikaans word. If you're not from South Africa, we've used the word doos many times.
Yes.
It is so weird. If you literally translate into English, it's far worse.
Yes.
Because technically, if you call someone doos, you're calling them a cunt. But the way it's used in Afrikaans, if you call someone doos, it's like he's an asshole.
Yeah, it doesn't carry the same.
It's less crass.
Yeah.
Although it has this, it's the same reference, but it's used differently.
The C word in Afrikaans translates to a P word that we won't say. Yeah, it's too crass.
Well, I'll say puss, but then I'll put a thing over it.
Yes. But anyways, and they really do this girl wrong. It's all I'm gonna say. They really, really go too far. Him and another bunch of this sort of elite surgeon asshole club.
Yeah.
And they do go too far, and then she meets this girl that's played by Tristan Risk. Fantastic. She was so good in this movie. I really enjoyed her. She's had so many body modifications that she looks like Betty Boop.
Yeah, she was, and she's a stripper.
And she's a stripper.
And at this club,
Mary goes there to look for work initially.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then a medical emergency of sorts pop up.
Yes.
And they offer her money to sort this out because it's kind of criminally linked. So
you can't take the oak to the hospital kind of a deal.
So she sorts this out and gets nice cash.
Yes.
And from there she sort of starts living this double life where she's a medical student, but then she does all kind of...
And she develops quite a reputation like a good reputation in the sort of body mod world, which in this film is quite a big global...
And people come to request very strange things.
Very strange things. For instance, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say.
No. It'll be a nice surprise.
It'll be a nice surprise, but quite extreme body modifications.
So one section I think that the Soskas, they do a little cameo in as these two, I think they were the German or Russian, what were they?
Were those them?
I'm sure it was. They came there with this special medical request.
Yes.
But that reminded me so much of Peter Greenaway's A Z and Two Noughts.
Yes.
There's something in there that's very like that.
Yes.
Also a very cool movie.
But that's Jeremy Irons in that movie, right?
No, you're thinking of David Cronenberg's, where he plays two brothers.
Yes.
The frickin' gynecologists, dead ringers.
Dead ringers. But you see,
I must get chastised for forgetting a David Cronenberg movie title.
Sorry, because that, again, reminds me of that, Dead Ringers.
Yeah.
The idea of the twin. We're not going to give away the story, but that sort of concept of the twin.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's no surprise that they are David Cronenberg fans.
Yes. I think the film is very much the sort of the female gaze as opposed to the male gaze. And it's refreshing. It is a refreshing take on the perspective of a woman, and to put it mildly, these people, the people that wronged her. Oh dear, we're not going to say anything about it. They do get it well, and that's the kind of movie that I like.
Yeah, Sonia, we've mentioned it many times before, but you have to get it.
If you deserve it, you need to get it. You have to. I want to see it. It needs to be graphic. It needs to be hardcore. It needs
can't just be a quick get shot off screen. No, it must be graphic.
Yes, drawn out.
Bloodthirsty.
So those are the elements I loved of the film. I really enjoyed those parts.
So yeah, like I said, I mean, it's almost 10 years old. So
if you're squeamish, you might have an issue.
So what was nice about it's not a slasher movie.
No.
It's an extreme drama. It's got horror elements, body horror.
It's incredibly dark. It's literally and figuratively dark.
Yeah. And Katharine Isabelle, she was good. The lead actress.
Brilliant, yes.
There were some bit part players that were a bit that kind of
maybe brought it down and
took you out of the believability of it. But for the most part, it's very much focused on her.
Yes. And well cast in the role. I sometimes feel that the girl that's in Parks and Recreation, the secretary girl, could have also played that part.
Yeah. No, but she's
like the cold pitch.
Yeah, she's in that.
Yeah, and in that.
Aubrey Plaza.
Yes. But all in all, American Mare, I'm glad I got to see it.
Yeah, because I mean, I've always heard about it, just never got to see it. And then one day I think it was scrolled in Tubi, and there it was. So we checked it out.
Check it out because it is quite a nice film. And I think if you like it, then check out the other films that.
And I'm looking forward to see what they did with Rabid.
Yes.
David Cronenberg's movie.
And they've got other films as well.
They did a sequel to that wrestler.
See No Evil.
See No Evil 2, that Kane, that big wrestler guy.
A movie named Vendetta.
Which is like a violent action movie.
Yes. So,
so we've based, and I think they did it for ABCs of Death. I think they did an insert. I can't remember which one it was.
No,
we saw that a while back.
Neither.
But so we've really only seen one of their movies.
Yeah, they're very talented, and I think they've got huge potential in this genre for sure.
Hopefully they'll get to make. It's always a case of people assume that no, you don't need money, you just need a good idea, but you do need money to make a movie really stand out.
This movie did feel, although it was shot beautifully and done beautifully, you did have that sort of indie feel to it. It was, you could see it was an independent.
You could see it was not a huge budget, but
what they had utilized well.
They used very well.
Yes.
And
so, what would you score?
And what would you score it?
My score for this would be a 6.5.
I think we skip the halves, eh?
Okay, well then I'm going to give it a 7.
Okay, then I'll give it a 6. Then the average is 6.5. How's that? Sorted.
Yes.
Okay, so 6.5 for American Mary.
Yes, check it out. You can find it on Tubi.
Tell us in the comments if you liked it, if you hated it, if you've seen RABID, and if you think we should try and check it out. Don't know where we'll find it.
We'll find it if we need to.
But we'll have to look for it. Because I don't think they'll be releasing it here anytime soon.
No.
So we'll need to look for it.
Yes.
Like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, comment.
Yes. Support.
Yeah,
damn
man.
it.
What's wrong with you?
Come on, man.
Otherwise, we'll put this monster on you.
Yes.
This monster will tear you apart.
She's dangerous.
Yes, she is. Okay, we'll catch you next time.
Cheers.
Ciao.